You're not taking this serious.
I've been operating with a bit more intention and adding quantum physics. Intentional living.
Quantum physics.
And intentional living.
But do you know what? Hold that. Talk about it, and then when I come back,
Cool.
talk about it again.
Yeah. You might have to watch the episode.
Yeah.
Before we even get there as well, also maybe you might consider about the products that we're using as well. How, like, I'll just give you an example. One of my friends is using soap for her baby. Her baby's a month old, does not have any lick of eczema, anything like that on her skin. Yet she's using soap that's for eczema-prone skin.
Okay.
And I had to message her and I tell her there's absolutely nothing that I use on her, and I use what natural products.
Yeah.
She hasn't got anything particular.
Yeah, but not everybody likes to be like us. I don't believe in nature.
It's just crazy, isn't it? Imagine not believing in nature.
It's like we're talking Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. We're trying to be tree huggers.
Yeah. Because we're like,
Yeah, I don't know if that comes under the kumbaya section, but yeah.
yeah, a bit too woo. Like, imagine using
But
natural
yeah,
plants. as
that was
woo.
our intro for the week. Hello everyone, we're back with another pod. Yeah.
What's going on, man?
I think you've realised if you watch us, we just throw out pods when we want to nowadays. You know what I mean?
Do you know what it is? Is we're at a point in life and at a stage in life where everyone's building and doing multiple things.
Yeah.
No one's at a point where they're just
Nah,
doing
they won't
one
listen
thing.
to that. They don't care about that. They want to. They care about. What do you mean? Other people put out pods week to week.
Yeah, that's good for them. We're not other
Exactly.
people.
That's what I would say too. That's what I would say.
That's good for them. We're not other people. Do you know what I'm saying? So that is other people. And that's what they're doing.
With
That's
that
good for
being
them.
said, welcome back to Uncommon Sense podcast.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the podcast where we try to make common sense more common. That's what it really was at the beginning of it. But it's kind of just gone in its own tangent at the end of the day, innit? We dabble in it, but with geopolitics, politics, culture, life, village.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Community, holidays, traveling.
Do you want to touch on that, to be fair, too? So
What's that?
I remember when we were first trying to name the podcast,
Yeah.
I was going to name it, it Takes a Village.
Oh, that's good. I like that as well.
I don't know if we do a rebrand.
You can do. We was just talking about that. Literally, I was just talking about repainting the walls and all the rest of it.
That's what from my
And then you
from my
said
head, innit?
rebrand, and I'm
Yeah.
like, not saying that it needs it because it doesn't even need it, but like, if you was to do a rebrand, that would make sense.
People are like, we talking about rebrand, you ain't even gone nowhere. I'm like, but sometimes
You
maybe that's
still
for the
think
reason
rebrand-
why you haven't necessarily pushed on the algorithm. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's not even just that. Sometimes it's like, you need to do a rebrand because what was aligned then may not be aligned now. Like, you transform as you're going through a process.
it'll
And,
be
like,
2 years in November.
Do you see what I'm saying? So you're going through a process, and it's like, all right, cool. It's time to switch. I'm changing. You've shifted and changed as a person. The podcast itself has switched and changed. Like, sometimes you have ideas in your head, and then what then you're presented with once you actually can come to that time is different to what you have in your head. It's like, well, and then you're like, well, I want to change this now because it doesn't look like what I want, and I want to change it
hear what
to
you're
something
saying,
that's going to be
because
closer to
I
what
think-
was in my head.
I think if we change the name, it allows you to a bit more freedom to talk about other stuff as well, probably, rather than being so rigid about trying to create people's critical thought, push people's critical thought, and see nuance in everything.
Interesting. Was that your intention when you was talking on the podcast then?
Yeah, it was. It was. But that's sometimes it's a bit tiring because, you know, what I've just been thinking about lately is that regardless of how much we try to talk about it on these platforms, pure fact that we're talking about it on these platforms allows the people that we're talking about, the big people at the top, still get paid because it's their platforms.
Yeah.
So even if I still want to try and get the message across to saying, yeah, we need to break down the system, but I'm not trying to do it a little bit lighthearted. It's just the fact that I know the fact pushing that on their platform ain't breaking the system. So while I'm on their platform, I'm going to take it a little bit more lighthearted.
So
But then on the outside, you do the real work. Do you know what I mean? You don't necessarily push it on the platform 24/7.
Okay, so I get what you mean. So you're going to allow yourself to enjoy yourself a bit more on the platform.
Yeah,
Be a
yeah,
little bit more of yourself on the platform rather than like...
That's what
okay,
I'm saying.
you go,
When we get the new
blah, blah,
camera,
blah, blah.
yeah, when we get the new camera, because obviously everyone knows this has been kind of the staple of the podcast, that it don't look the same like any other podcast. And I left it that way until I had the funds to get a decent camera. But yeah, we're getting a new one. Next episode onwards, it's going to be crisp.
Yep.
So when we get that one, I can give a toss about monetization. I've done the part now to save the money for the camera.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like even if we start getting banned episodes because you're doing something that we shouldn't be doing on YouTube, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
It is what it is,
Yeah,
man.
let them deal with it.
Where the podcast goes, wherever it's meant to go.
Yeah, facts. Without a doubt, without a doubt.
That's how it's just gonna be from then.
Yeah, it makes sense. I didn't realize that was your standpoint. That's kind of the intention that you had when you was operating on the podcast.
Well, I use the.
I did to a degree.
Yeah,
like,
go
I
on.
did to a degree. Like I could see that you was like hugely in. Like I knew that obviously the point was to help wake up the masses, help them see
And wake
things
myself up.
and wake yourself. Yeah, I knew that there. Yeah, that was. So what do you feel like? Do you think that's changed because you have woken up enough now, and there's a level of awareness that you have now?
I've got to the level of awareness now where I know there's limits to what I can do. Yeah, I've got to that part where I'm no longer. I was never angry. I was just question. I've got to the levels of asking questions that when I see so much things that I see on a day-to-day basis come to the same answer that I've already answered now to myself.
Yeah.
And everything, like I could just be watching my Player's Choice podcast, which is basically a group of guys in America and one guy from England that talk on a daily basis about what's going on in the NBA and the WNBA.
Cool.
But just inside their chat, they dance and skip around deliberately around the issues that actually affect the NBA and people in it and what's going on it.
Yeah.
So recently, just now, Jaylen Brown, who played for Boston Celtics, just got traded to the Philadelphia 76ers, yeah?
Cool.
He got traded for Paul George. Paul George is 37 years old, yeah? We know he's not the same player as he was before.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown is 29. He just 3 years ago won the MVP with Boston, blah, blah, blah. So we know the caliber is not equal for that trade. The reason why he got traded is because he's a black man that's well-spoken, knows really what's going on around him, understands the system and understands the system of what he's playing in. Even though he's in the NBA making stupid amounts of money, he understands that that is a pawn in the system that is used to distract other people. He's speaking about these things on his live stream. Do you understand? That's an issue. You can't have that in the NBA. We know that. We've seen people be blackballed. Hence why they've pushed him on from Boston. They said, we don't want that issues here. Made it look like it's other things.
Right.
But it is that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do you understand?
It's like all of a sudden that came out and now all of a sudden this is
You
happening.
have
why?
people at that nth degree level still trying to make a change, and you can see what they can just do to them and they're in the system, within the system. And I've come to the understanding that I told you there is the system at play. Even your NBA, like I see them talking about it, but they're dancing around it. And I'll be like, you'll go and see some stupidness in the news, someone's died and been murdered, but the way that it's spanned in the news is again, it's everything is a psyop or a distraction unless you're actually allowed to enjoy yourself without having to pay for it. That's what I've come to notice. If usually your enjoyment has to come with a tag or some kind of, you've got to give me this to allow you to go and do this for me in this system that we live in. Yeah. If the enjoyment that you're having is not got some kind of caveat to it, like you have to do X, Y, and Z to get that, the system is not fair in my opinion. Do you know what I'm saying? Because everybody has the right to happiness and enjoyment. That's all I've just seen now. That's how I've come to it in my mind. Everybody deserves the right to that. No matter what color you are, what race, ethnicity, what background, culture, whatever you have, you deserve the right to happiness at the end of the day. That's what.
And just your basic living needs as well. Like you have the entitlement of your basic living needs for food. Water,
I know that comes with happiness. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
I'm trying to I'm putting it all in one thing. I don't want to have to self and spoon feed people. When I mean, to people to be happy, they need to have a place that they can call home or place to live with their family. And they don't have to worry about food, water, and just what's coming to the next day. That's just happiness at the end of the day. But we know the system does not push that.
Do you know what's interesting though? That's because you've been able to come to a place where that is happiness. And what I mean is we've been able to strip back the layers of ego where it allows you to then find attachment and meaning in those material things or things that we've been conditioned to believe that are important. And then you've looked at it and you've gone, you know, I've seen how much bullshit you guys are feeding me. I'm able to witness it, and you strip yourself back to the point where you're like, nah, like none of these things matter. The things that really matter is this, and this. Oh, okay, cool. So like there's I can't remember who says it. I think it's Alan Watts, where he just basically says about how that's a simple man. The simple man gets everything he wants, and because he lives a simple life and he's grateful for what is and what he has, and then it is able to then actually flourish and actually experience what they want to experience because of that gratitude. And
perfectly said.
Do you see what I'm saying?
No, perfectly said, because another thing I say in my head a lot of time, I don't say to people because I think it's rude, but it is what it is status. I say status a lot in my head. So a lot of things I see people have done it for status. And people are like, no, I haven't. I've done it because I like it. I want this, I want that, the other. But usually you don't need it. Yeah. It's too expensive. The upkeep is expensive. Yeah. it's a material thing. Yeah, people are allowed to have material things.
Yeah, which is
but they've
fine.
sold us the fact that you need material things.
Over consumption of those things as well,
and you need
within
a
reason.
lot of it. So I was saying a lot of times when you someone that you know's not living, he's living a comfortable life, but the life could be a lot better if they stopped buying X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, if they reined it back a little piece,
Yeah.
they can then experience such a more better lifestyle.
There we go.
And like such a better quality of life because they'll be far less stressed out, far less concerned about like how can I do this or this person's thought
to
process.
try and stay
keeping up with
with
certain
the
things.
Joneses.
Yeah, legit. So it's like,
So when you see that a lot, I see that a hell of a lot too much often now. And because I used to kind of think like that or accept it more, I should say. Now I kind of just don't accept it in my head at all. I'm like, ugh. That's why I just get, I grumble in my head just like that. I just have the same feeling, and I'm like, I'm not trying to preach. I'm not going to harp to these people. It is what it is. It's just not going to change them. But that's how I just kind of react now. And I know on the podcast over the last year and a half, it's just been like don't do that. But no, it's just, you man gonna do what you're gonna do. I told you what I'm gonna do, especially over the last 4 to 5 months on this pod. So it is what it is now.
So I always just talk about it as I do it, and then you can see if that's something that aligns with you, you mess with it.
Yeah,
then cool.
And especially
not,
I've noticed
cool.
that on the Instagram reels.
Okay.
When I've kind of just been laid back and told people what it is, I'm getting more reactions and more people talking in comments, and you are as well. And especially when Darky's on, it's for some reason when Darky talks, he gets comments. It is what it is.
I think it's because the way he talks.
Oh, definitely. The algorithm likes the way that he speaks, so it's like it kind of breaks up and it catches each part, so they can hit. Oh, he said that about it, so that can go to that part of the algorithm.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. But sometimes I speak way too quick, or when I'm speaking, I go from left, right, and blah blah blah. I tell you, when you get onto your specific points, good.
Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard to edit for you.
Go on.
Because we'll be talking about something, I'll get a point, Darky will get a point, but then you'll come in with your long part, and I want it to get it with intel with what started it.
Right.
But you've got a nice 2.5 minute, 3 minute talk.
Because I've waited for everybody to do their thing, and I've come in last.
Imagine trying to edit to say what you're talking about. He's replying to this. I'm like, all right, cool. I got to take like 10 seconds of me, 15 seconds of me, and I'll take 1.5 minutes of Jamal, but I've got to chop it to pull it back.
That shit somewhere in there where it makes sense, where I'm saying something that
Doing
makes
that
sense.
Instagram reel don't hit like that though, innit? Like I've kind of figured that one out. You have to chop it. You have to do the parts where,
bits.
yeah, even when you're doing there's gaps in your speech, you have to get rid of that.
Yeah. That bit I'd expect.
All that-
That's what I mean though. Like get rid of those bits. I just meant like find the bit. Don't give no context.
Yeah.
Just give them the main bit.
you the
The main bit that it says.
Yeah, I've done that a fair few times.
Yeah,
I've done that a fair few times.
If you're, I meant just for the sake of if it is hard to
edit,
then just do that. And just, like that's what it is. That's what you're getting. If you want to actually, you want the context, go watch the
That's what I'm saying.
freaking full thing.
But
that's what you're gonna have to
You're
go
right,
do
you're
for
right,
the
you're right,
context,
you're right,
mate.
you're right.
Yeah, that's
You're
what you're gonna have to do for the context.
You're definitely right.
Do you know what I'm saying? But okay, that's interesting though. I think with Darky as well, I think why he'll get a lot of comments is because like you said, because he speaks so clearly and the kind of comment, like the kind of way, the way
He's
he
militant.
talks. Yeah. It creates a sense of like I want to say something about that. I'm gonna say something
Militant,
about
calm guy.
that. Yeah.
So it's like talking to you like this, but it's not something that you want to hear, and it's just like, raw. I'm taking it in, but I'm kind of angry. But I'm still taking it in.
But I'll take it on board. it on board.
Yeah. That's him.
I hear it. That's quite interesting. That's just
But yeah, definitely the podcast has changed the way I've looked at life and the way I like to talk to people about what I think and how I think. I would rather listen to the person's point of view than tell them my point of view now a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Because I know my point of view will shut the conversation down rather than and not.
You don't get to explore it and then find like, okay, let me just poke a hole at this.
I just end up playing devil's advocate because I know.
What about this? Have you thought about it like this?
Yeah. So exactly.
Have you
like
ever
that.
heard something like this?
Because there's a few people I even
what's
work with.
something?
Work with. I know we just have complete opposite views, but I like them as people.
Yeah, they're cool people.
Cool
we can get
people,
along, all the
but I
rest.
know I call it embedded in you because when you have a knee jerk reaction, you really see what the person is, isn't it? That side of you, I'm just like, alright, cool, it's there, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think, do you know what's interesting? What you're saying is quite spiritual because it's actually helped transform you.
Definitely.
Is this the first like creative outlet you've had like that? Like this, what you've committed to like consistently?
Oh, of course, because I don't do creative things other than me create a studio. I've just been straight work and I was brought up in that lifestyle. Had to be. Dad passed away quite early, so my mom was the only breadwinner in the house. As soon as I figured out that I can earn money, I just went to earn
Lock
money.
in, innit?
I didn't go really like pay attention too much in college. I passed. I knew I wasn't going to uni like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, just keep working in it.
I hear it. I didn't even want to go to college.
So
I
there
wanted
you
to
go.
Straight to work. I was like,
So I worked at
I'm gonna
Argos
bread.
during college already, and then as soon as I left college, I was like, oh, let me just go full time at Argos, and I did.
Yeah, I didn't get
And ever since then, I've just been working, and it's like second nature to me. It doesn't even feel like anything. I know I just had to have a job and keep it to make sure money. Yeah, there was a period of time, 2017, 18 specifically, because it actually flipped on its head, innit? I had a lot of money to no money within a year, so I didn't know what that felt like. I had a lot of savings, and then I just blew it all on a car. So I felt being poor as a child, not poor, but not as well off as a child, because my mum had to do everything, and then things came in this way and really knocked her back. Then to her getting a good job and things were on the up, and then as soon as she got on the up, I started to earn my own money as well. So you can just add it in.
Yes.
It was only like 2 to 3 years though, like that.
Yeah.
And then everything went on 2018 onwards, because I left Argos, and I thought I could just go and walk into another job and it felt the same. But now when you've started to accumulate a certain lifestyle at this amount of money, when you constantly had that money and you don't have that for a little bit of time, it's hard to get back there.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. And I didn't realize that, because you're young, you just get on with it. But now I realize in my head I'm beyond that part.
Yeah.
But how many years did it take me
To recover.
to recover and then go past? To recover, it took me. I recovered and went past quickly. It wasn't like I recovered, stayed there, and then when it took me years to recover. But as soon as I recovered, I just went past it. Yeah, I went past it, and I have, and has kept.
There's
going
newfound
past
knowledge now, because you've also had that period of time where you've had to be better with your money and so forth. So like the restraint around it is like, all right, cool. Now I know how to operate better with this. So now you're getting more money, it's able to increase, and then also like the skills you've gathered during the time, so the opportunities you get are of higher value as well. So there's that exchange there that comes in with there as well. So it makes a lot of sense, to be fair.
But I understand that there'll be definitely millions and millions of people who look at it like me, like I haven't really gone into the world and worked correctly because I ain't left home.
Yeah.
I understand that outlook at life too, and I look past it now. That outlook used to bug me for years.
I swear.
Well, yeah, come on, bro. I'm molded by it. This common way of looking at life, the conditioning that we're all under, of that you must go out after you're 18, between 18 and 21, you really need to figure out what you want to do. Then if you haven't figured out what you want to do, you need to be in uni. And then after that, you definitely need to know what you want to do. And then after university, all of them miraculously need to have enough money to be able to move out of your parents' house, because everybody can just do that because we're told to do that. That kind of stupid way of thinking and living was embedded into my head until my mum kind of snapped it out of me. She goes, I don't really need you to leave. I don't want you to leave. So I got a big house. Why the hell am I want this all by to myself?
Yeah.
And it's, at the end of the day, when I'm gone, it's yours anyway, because your name's on it anyway. So it's just like, if you want to use it and just live in your house and don't have to go nowhere and think and stop thinking like the stressful, you must do this,
Putting
do this,
pressure
do
on
that,
yourself,
pressure
spend
yourself.
time.
Here's what you need to hear. Because a lot of people don't get that from their parents. Majority of people don't get that from
Well,
their
the parents just can't give them that grace.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's also that.
I'm not saying. I should say it like
even
that.
that as well. No,
Yeah.
I'm not even
It was
saying
all
that. It's
intertwined.
that as well.
It's
I'm
all
saying
people
all of
don't.
it.
So the way I speak, sometimes people will be like, "What do you mean they can't get it? I can't give it to them." Yeah, I know. That's what I mean by that.
Yeah, as well. That's included.
Yeah, that's
as
all
well,
included. Like everything is included. That's what I mean. I try not to drip feed it to people anymore. You know, it's the fact. Most of the time, you can't give that to them because the house is not big enough. You got too many people living in it in the first place. All the bills don't even allow you to be able to live comfortable to think like that.
Under those conditions, yeah. So it's like, no, we can't do that.
At the end of the day, it's not even on the table. But for me, it was.
Right.
And my mum allowed me to do these things. I got things posted through the door.
No, that's good. That's good.
They're through. Yeah. Love. So I'll say, yeah, that's not even on the table, man. Being able to allow someone to live at home and not feel like they have to go anywhere. If I had another sibling, would that have been on the table? Most likely, yes, because the way my mum and what we would have moved and the way we were brought up, we would have both similarly been to me, and I guarantee that house would not look the way it did. It would have been a lot more built onto it. There'd have been another person put in.
Look after.
Yeah, and if my mum had come with the same way of thinking, which it kind of she is, because you saw how when Jaron lived with me for a while and blah blah. another person, one of my brethren's long-time friend, more or less a brother of mine. He lived with me for what, 7 years, I think it was nearly. So my mum was more or less already asking for it. She knows more hands in the house makes light work as well, because there's a lot of other cultures that do that, and we need to take out a leaf out of their book. You don't need to just follow this normal conditioning that we have been told to do. So when that was lifted off me, that was really the most stress lifted off my back. I'm thinking, I don't ever have to think about going paying rent or a mortgage right now if I don't need to.
Or until you're actually ready to actually make those commitments.
Yeah.
And go take on those responsibilities when you're actually in a position to financially, and not just doing it because of urgency built around a set of mindsets and thought processes that's been handed to you. Which what is good though is that you was able to find that kind of like, okay, this is a system that kind of works for me, and this is going to work for me and allow me to kind of get the best out of me moving forward. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, for anybody else, it's kind of the teaching moment really for me is like, what I kind of see is like, find, because there's people out there who's had the opposite, who had cut out 16, 18, 21, and it was like the best thing that they could have done for themselves.
Definitely.
And it put them in the best position possible.
Situation, not everybody thinks.
Do you see what I'm saying? Not everyone's situation. And even they might even come from a single parent household. And it's like, nah, I actually need to cut out for whatever reasons their parent is, whatever ways or whatever, or the dynamic is whatever. Right? And they've been able to create the best. So it's like, instead, what you've been able to do is look at yourself, look at the situation, look at your conditioning, and look at it and go, all right, cool, let me get rid of what I don't want and look at what I do want, and go find a system that works for me based on what I actually want, not what I've been told I should want.
Yeah.
Like, that's powerful though, isn't it? Like, there's a lot of power in that, because you actually then are able to then control and decide how you're going to operate and what outcomes you then experience.
Bro, I've been so happy that I can even allow things to upset me. Like, that's not even something I even care enough into now, because I know what it really is behind it. Even down to football, die hard football fan.
Used to be
I still am. Still love the game of football. That's why I'm watching the World Cup in bits and dribs and drabs.
It's been fun, innit? I've been enjoying that because I love football as well for the same reason. I'm the same way as you.
I've been enjoying because at the end of the day, like, the way I think now, when I saw the African teams get through, I was gassed for them, innit?
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing them drop off.
Hurts.
It hurts because I can see the lack of professionalism when it comes to the back end of footballing games. Yeah. That's if everything is fair. Because I'm so skeptical about pro sports. Pro sports, it's just entertainment. That is not real.
It's a circus act.
It's a circus.
It's been created for
entertainment, and narratives and storylines are pushed more than the ethics of the sport now.
100%, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do. It's another distraction. It's deliberately we're given an event and told this is the time to express these emotions, have these kind of thoughts, have this kind of behavior, and we're going to come together and we're going to collectively come together and we're going to pour our energy into these things rather than other things. Because if we collectively came together and look how many people are there, and we collectively came together like this, but then operated for something else.
How much money do you think is made each stadium each time they play a game?
Do you see what I'm saying?
That's the simple thing that runs through my head, and I'm like, and every time I watch football games, I'm like, yo, there's so much money being spent, but spent in the wrong areas, and we complain about tax and all these things. At the end of the day, if we really wanted to put our monies in the right areas, we could sort something out. But we're all distracted.
Get organised within these areas, but regardless, not the point of what we're talking about. Enjoying the World Cup.
When I was watching the World Cup and I saw the African teams going out, I saw that it was a lack of European football does help. You're playing in Europe, but the pure fact that you are like poured into from European aspect from the day you've stepped foot in football is a benefit. A hell of a lot of them are now, because the majority of them are born in France and this, that, the other. But when you've got that African culture and you've played in the you've seen African Cup of Nations, bro. That's the football. It's different. It's different type of football.
Different kind of football.
And I've noticed that is rooted in you. It's rooted. You're playing in you're playing football. What's rooted in you, and you don't care about what anyone says. You're just going out there and enjoying yourself in front of your people. That comes out in the last 10 to 20 minutes. I've noticed in most African teams, when the energy levels have dropped, you're getting tired, like things are getting close.
Yes and no. And the reason I say that is I do agree to some degree, but I also don't, because look at Ghana with what they did to England.
Ghana is an exception. I say Ghana, Nigeria, Egypt, Morocco, and those teams are exceptions.
Cool. First, okay.
Hence why, because most of their players play in high level
teams.
I'm talking about the ones that have just become top teams now. So you got like Senegal, Congo, and those type of teams. You got 5 or 6 of them are playing in the top level. Some of them are playing in the championship. but they've only just been playing in the championship.
Yeah, I get it. I'm with you.
But when that starts, that's going now. And that has been most of the case for years as well. The fact that they don't play the kind of organised football towards the back end of the game. You can play as much as the African style of football, culture football, for the first 75 minutes of the game.
Right.
But teams who are brought up in European football know how to shut things down and get ugly and really get ugly. African teams defend well, but they don't know how to play the game ugly fairly.
Yeah.
They don't know how to kick a man and get away with it. They're kicking you with a bit of vibrance, and you're getting yellow cards or red cards or stuff like that. Or they're doing brash tackles because they really, really want to get that done, rather than thinking, hold on a second, let me keep my head for a sec and just marshal a man out of play. No, they're like, I love the passion of football and the passion in the game and the fact I need to do this for my team. I want sometimes it's just overzealous, but that's going.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Every single tournament you're seeing that drift disappear, and then they'll get it, and it'll be a madness and it will not change. That's the thing, and that's the difference when we see it. When we see it finally tick over and you see them get to a final, you'll see another African team get to a final. Another African team.
Do you know what I'm also having an issue with what I'm seeing though with these teams as well? It's not just it's a lot of the like England, France, the European countries have a lot of black players.
Oh, we know.
So there's also that side of things as well.
So much. It's been beautiful to watch because of it.
Because I'm watching teams and I'm like, right, Saka looks like he's on both teams. Like,
because he is on both teams.
But, do you know what I'm saying? Like, he looks like, I was watching it against Ghana and I was like, he looks like the brothers he looks like the Ghanaians.
Yeah.
I don't know where Saka's from. I don't know what his inheritance is.
I can't remember.
I actually don't know. Where's my phone? My phone's not even next to me.
He is Nigerian or Ghanaian heritage.
But he's an African heritage. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not surprising. It's like, so imagine if we had all of those players playing on their national, like...
We've had that conversation for years, but it's just getting more and more prevalent because more black people are making it into all of the European teams.
Yes.
And even the ones that we've never imagined to. So in Austria, you've got like three or four black players. You've got Chukwueze, Danso and Alaba starting for Austria. Yeah. You would never have thought that.
Right, of course.
Austria.
Yeah.
And it's like Poland. I'm pretty sure there's a few black players playing for Poland as well. Yeah, these things are like, what do you mean, bro? Like 20, 25, 30 years ago, you would have never thought these things.
Nah.
But it's just showing you that these countries are nationalities, but people are not educated enough to realize
understand that.
To even understand. That's another thing that I see when I'm watching these games in the World Cup. It's the first time I've watched the World Cup and actually understood the difference between ethnicity, what actually race is, that is not meant to be in this circle, ethnicity, nationality, culture and heritage, and all these different things. I actually can watch it and see these things. I'm seeing that how people are talking to each other and seeing there's so much similarities between each other because you're colonized by the same person.
Yeah, literally that.
It's dark. I'm like watching all these different little things on Instagram or the TV and people are so uneducated about each other, but we're so much like each other.
Right.
And it's nice, it's beautiful to watch. That's what I'm saying. It's very nice to watch. And a lot of the things are between Curacao and Haiti. Who else were in there? Cape Verde and Curacao, because they both speak Portuguese. And this, it was nice. I'm just thinking back to it, man. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that before I get myself in trouble.
First.
Yeah.
First. Leave it at that.
But you got anything to say before I say what I've been keeping in the back of my head for a while?
I'm interested to hear that. I haven't got anything that was on top of my mind.
All right, cool. When we were in the car on the way here, you said just to keep something in the back of my...
Oh yeah, anime. Yeah.
How up to date are you with one? All right, the switch up right now. This is what I'm saying. I don't care. Like, you'll get used to this one. Anime talk. If we do this now,
I'm not. I haven't left Wano.
You haven't left Wano yet?
So no, they have left Wano. Sorry, that's a lie. They've left Wano. That's as far as I've got. So you see where they went to they took time skip.
So I can't remember specifically how many episodes a season they're gonna do now, but I think it's like they're on episode 11 or 12 right now.
Okay, cool.
And seasons are not that in depth.
I've not watched any of that.
All right, cool. You gotta watch up to date now, bro. Like the episodes now are finally.
Okay, cool. It's time for me to watch it now.
It's time to watch it.
So
the episodes are finally where I wanted to talk to you about a year and a half ago.
Oh yeah, I know.
About something depth,
Yeah,
and I'm
okay.
like, yo, One Piece is really getting into the
Okay,
teeth.
cool. I thought that's what you was talking about with what I just saw in Wano, because what I just saw in Wano has been an absolute mad thing.
I said Wano, you know.
What?
Wano is cold, but now
Do you mean?
Wano is ridiculous because of the
Even
animation.
Egghead and Egghead as well. I'm talking about as well. So
Oh, you've
Egghead
watched
as well.
Egghead,
Yeah, I
innit?
watched Egghead.
Yeah. So you've
Sorry,
watched
I just
Egghead.
deeped it. Sorry, I said Wano before, didn't I?
Yeah.
No, I've left Wano. I'm
Yeah.
like, I've
Okay,
walked past
cool. So
Egghead,
you
bro.
finished Egghead.
Yeah, I finished. They've left Egghead. And they're on the way to freaking
Elbaf.
Elbaf.
All right, cool.
That's where I've stopped.
Yeah. So I'm in that. Like,
boom. Sorry, that's my bad. I see why you're so confused.
It's one of the first times, like since Wano, that the manga and the anime is in the same place.
Yeah.
It's in the same arc.
Okay,
and you're
calm.
not far off.
Okay.
They're gonna pause. There's gonna be a pause soon, like for the manga.
For the manga.
There's gonna have to be because you're catching up quite quickly.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm always taking my time anyway, as you know. I'm always behind.
Yeah.
So like,
I have been up until this week. I watched 3 episodes this week, and I was like, "Right, is this where we are?" I was like, "Shit."
Okay.
Yeah, but it's annoying. I can't talk to you about it.
Yeah, no. Sorry. I'll start getting up to date now that I know that, because this is looking, this next arc, after what I've just learned, everything I've just seen.
Why, man?
What?
This
Why
is
would-
an episode that I could talk to you. I was like,
Finally, okay,
I
cool.
can finally talk to you about some shit, man. Hurry up.
Do you know what it is? For those who don't understand who are actually watching this, yeah, I was ahead of everybody, and these lot all got my head of me. Are now way ahead of me because these lot all read the manga, and I don't read the manga. So I was ahead of everyone for years. Everyone caught up, then went ahead of me. And
I've been reading
now roles are reversed. So
I've been
like,
reading the manga for what?
years now.
4 or 5 years?
Yeah,
if
bro.
not longer.
Yeah.
I've been reading since Whole Cake Island.
Okay, cool.
Because I wanted to see Snake Man. I wanted to see what was going on. Because everyone kept banging on about stuff and they didn't know what it was actually talking about.
Cool.
That's what irritated me. I was like, I've just caught up. I've watched all of this anime and I've had to stop dead. Like everyone's chatting this wass about Snake Man. I said, bro, because I was confused. I was like, are you been watching episodes that I haven't seen? I'm like, my website is telling me this is the latest episode, wherever it was, and it hadn't gone to. Luffy had just gone into the mirror world.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Where's the Snake Man thing?
where's Snake Man thing? But everyone keeps saying about, but the manga, innit? Because people don't know. They're listening to what's being said in the manga, but they're not actually showing me pages of what's going on. And I didn't know the manga was that far ahead. I
Okay.
thought maybe the manga was like 2-3 weeks ahead. Find one link to start reading this. I see their chapters. The manga's like 200 chapters ahead. They're in Wano. They're in Wano, you know.
Yeah, Wano.
They're in Wano. I said no. I said what?
Yeah.
I said, let me read this thing, bro. And get ahead of all these man chatting shit about Snake Man and they didn't know stuff. And then when he started talking to me, I goes, yeah, what, do you want me to tell you the end of the battle? Like, what do you mean? I said, bro, the manga is in the next arc. I don't want to ruin it. Didn't even want to tell them because people wouldn't even know it was called Wano.
Yeah.
And I told Jared, it was only Jared I spoke to, like, he didn't care.
Yeah.
And I told him what's going on and told him what the depth of it at the time about Katakuri losing into Snake Man. And
Yeah.
And he was like, fuck this, bro. I'm up to do it. So what we started doing, we started watching YouTube of man that actually watched the manga, read the manga in general. That's how we got ahead.
Making sense.
He didn't read it. He just watched people chatting about it. So that's how we kind of stayed the same thing. But me, I've always read it. I've always had my set day. Like today, got home from work, had my spliff, sat down, read my chapter. And it's kind of like a unwind from work. Especially at the end of the week. I use it on Fridays now. I look forward to it.
Makes sense. Go keep those things there, innit? Go keep those.
Well, man. Hopefully next episode we come here, you'll be able to say something. I'll be able to talk some things about.
I watched some of it. I don't know how much because I've been working.
Nah, I just need to watch. No, up to this latest episode today would be the latest, obviously, but it'd be cold. But I doubt it's gonna.
I'm not gonna be there in a week.
Nah,
I ain't gonna be there in a week.
But 3 or 4 episodes, there's things to chat about.
Calm. Yeah. I see what I get through, innit? See what I get through, and when I get there, innit? See what it's saying. But yeah, so, you know, I've never understood, I've never been able to get into the whole reading the manga thing. I enjoyed watching the anime, but I think it's because I've watched the anime from the beginning, right through. Yeah. So from TV, right through, then there's like, I couldn't watch it for like 3-4 years as a kid because obviously internet and not having sites and so forth. Got into my early teen years, started to be able to watch anime on the computer. That was it. I was like, yeah, man's got Dragon Ball Z is the first one I went through. Naruto was second. I can't even front at that point because I preferred Naruto at that point. Naruto was definitely better at that point, without a doubt. I'm not even gonna, like, that's just it. The One Piece, then One Piece overall, but One Piece is my favorite and will always be my favorite from.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I can't even front.
Nah,
as
the
much
thing
as
is,
Naruto was better, more exciting, and like One Piece is my favorite.
I'm a Dragon Ball Z kid.
Yeah, me too.
Born and bred, raised, everything. Like nothing.
Which is why
could be
Dragon
better.
Ball Z was the first.
Nothing could be better than Dragon Ball Z for years until I watched One Piece in depth.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I had to watch it
it
in
wasn't
depth.
until I'm at these points now
Yeah.
where it's like from maybe I might have started considering it around after the time skip when they first started coming.
And then
out.
people are
like,
going to call us filthy casuals as well. But at the end of the day, because
really casuals, why?
we're talking about these two animes like they're the greatest. There's so many. If you watched anime, there's so many one
Oh
better.
my goodness, yeah. I'd say
Do
my
your
favorite-
thing. Whatever you watched and enjoyed, enjoy your stuff, innit?
Yeah, this is
But my favorite animes at the time were Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, and Yu-Gi-Oh. Those were mine. Oh,
Interesting.
and I was brought up on Pokemon.
I can't lie. Pokemon was as a child,
Yeah.
without a doubt,
Probably my favorite.
not even knowing that it was. But then I got introduced to Dragon Ball Z maybe about 5, 6.
I think I was earlier.
Heavily. No,
I was
5,
early,
6. I was like 5, 6.
4 years old.
I was already watching it, like it was already there,
Yeah.
but I wasn't like
First bout.
invested like that.
Final bout.
I wasn't invested like that.
Dragon Ball Z final bout.
Pokemon, I was invested. What do you mean?
Dragon Ball Z final bout.
Yeah.
That game was
That
the
had
first
from-
thing. That
oh.
was my first like introduction with what Dragon Ball Z was.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's in 1999 that game come out.
Okay.
So I'm 4 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm playing it at one of my cousin's house and I'm like,
need to
what
see
on earth is this? At GT Goku's on the front of the cover, innit? In the blue and the kind of the goldish beige.
Yeah, I know exactly what
trousers.
you're talking about. So yeah, I played that. I was
Yeah.
4 years old. Yes, I
Yeah.
did play that.
That was my first introduction to Dragon Ball Z. And I was like, I need to, whatever this is. So my Uncle Phil had already come be watching that and he's like, oh, he's this. So he showed me it on
Okay.
TV and then from then on.
Makes sense. I'd already seen TV, so it was normal for me. Whereas like Pokemon, I kind of discovered myself.
I had
And
no
then-
choice.
So that kind of made me just like, you know, when you kind of, it's like your own thing. It's like, oh, this is really good. I really enjoy it. So it ended up just being a thing
Yeah,
I really love.
yeah, natural.
And then, yeah, that kind of, but that, like, I was obsessed with Pokemon, but that only lasted till I was about 8. After that, I kind of fizzled out of Pokemon. 8, 10. Like, I still enjoyed it, carried on playing the games, had the
I think
cards,
that's
all
all
the
of us
rest of
then.
it.
That's all of us.
But, like, didn't bang out
yeah,
that. It wasn't
that's
a
all of
bang
us
out
then.
and that.
Yeah, that's the same thing. I
And
can't say
then-
much different.
Yeah. And then after that, it was just Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z had me. Dragon Ball Z, my favorites at that point. I can't lie. Ultimate Muscle was one of my favorites during that period of time.
Yeah.
As a kid,
Shout,
kid,
definite.
Ultimate Muscle was one of my favorites as a child. What
trying
do
to
you
think
mean?
back
That was
now,
one of the
man.
best animes growing up as a kid.
Now you said
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Ultimate, I'm trying to think
Naturally.
back at those times there, boy.
You think about things like Beyblade.
Yeah.
Bro, Beyblade had me in a choke hold for years.
The thing is with Beyblade, I was a collector though. I
Me
was-
too.
Yeah, boy.
That's what I'm saying. Beyblade
I
had
that's
me.
one of those things that my mum didn't really bat an eyelid at buying me things. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Like Beyblade, yeah, you can have it. I had like
There's toys
10
in
of
it.
them.
Yeah,
after
we
a
had
while.
bear, bro. Beyblade had my whole family in such a chokehold. Like all the older cousins had it. My dad had freaking Beyblades, bro.
Oh, is it?
My dad had Beyblades. We'd be getting involved in us and all the rest of it. Like
Fair
that's
enough.
one thing. Like I got to play with my dad. Like I really, really loved playing with my dad as a kid. Like or all of us. Like it was a way that all the boys like kind of connected. And I had bear my older cousins. Like you're talking like 3, 4 of my older cousins. These lot started making their own metal ones, creating. I'm all watching them make their own things, and they're like there's mad sparks going off because these are like 13, 14, 15.
Look what the internet's killed.
Bro, genuinely.
Look what the internet's killed, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? So we used to like, I'm seeing all these little making these things. I'm like, this is lit. This is like,
Yeah.
so Beyblade had me hard.
That's one
as
bad
well.
thing, like I know obviously an only child and not really having people of my age rates around me.
Yeah, because you didn't have you didn't have cousins like that close to you that you could chill and vibe.
Not
with
in
like
this
that.
country. That's
Yeah,
why when
yeah,
I went
yeah.
bush, when I went back home in St. Lucia, my mum just let me just go
Run
wild.
off, yeah, go wild, have a good time.
I just have a good time with it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because everybody in St. Lucia is my age.
Right, so it's like, all right, cool, you're good.
Yeah, man, but it is what it is, man. Everyone has their own different
And then
experiences.
I also got lucky though as well because they're dark in them lot. So it's like
Yeah,
wherever I had them,
my Beyblade
yard,
experiences was tearing
there.
up school. Tearing up school.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because St. Joe's, we were allowed to bring in bare stuff. Like, I can't lie, that school was very white when I think about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
You could just do these things. Like, can we bring in our Beyblade arena? Yeah, as long as you can hold it in the classroom and only use it at break times. Beyblade
Okay,
arena
cool.
ring
Fair.
in school. So
No,
there you
I
go.
did not have that.
Yeah, boy. Tearing up the school playground.
That would have been lit. That would have been lit. Everyone bringing in their Beyblades. That would have started fights in my school.
It did start fights.
Okay.
They got stopped after a while, but you were still allowed to do it to
For a
begin
period
with.
of time, yeah.
Same way we
yeah.
were allowed to wrestle for a little bit of time. Same way in Cardonuma we were allowed to play NFL. We were allowed to play American football.
Okay.
Dark, bro. People got mashed up.
Mash
Bones
up in it,
broken.
yeah.
People got lips bit through. When the school was run by white people more or less than other ethnicities and other cultures, they let you do whatever sometimes. And then they find out the hard way.
Yeah, I think it is as well. It's like, I think there's a certain culture that's being kind of embedded into certain children. that we just don't have that same culture in Caribbean households and other ethnicity
But I'm
households.
even down to saying, like, sorry, we're talking about Luton schools specifically.
Yeah.
When I think about Luton schools
Yeah,
to
yeah.
other places, like schools specifically have cultures attached to them.
Yeah, 100%.
Like Lee Manor, what's your schools now? It was called Halyard.
Halyard, yeah.
Yeah, Leland's Caribbean and African and it's cultured schools.
Yeah.
Straight up, up and down. You can't even say a thing about it. Even if the headmistress is a white man, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That school is based
Because they
in
know
culture.
they deal with culture.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Cardinal Newman had the connotations of it being more of a white school.
Yes, 100%.
There we go.
100%.
I went to it.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel it being inside.
Yeah.
Not for 1 second because there was enough black people in here.
Right.
But from the outside, I definitely knew what the connotations towards the school was. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Hence what, when I figured it out in year 10 and 11, we could get away with stuff and ask for stuff and they were just saying yes. We were just like, okay, cool, this is different.
Yeah.
We're not rich, but they just allowed you to just have more leeway and more freedom and stuff because they trusted you just because that is what is embedded in culture with whiteness. Trust. It is embedded in culture. That's what white privilege is. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to get into this. Go
Nah,
on.
I don't know, because them lot are the most, I don't know. I'm looking at the history of things, right? Who do they trust?
No one.
Exactly.
They don't trust anyone, but they're embedded. They've conditioned the culture to think them as trustworthy.
Oh, okay. Now that I agree with. Okay, that's not what I thought you were saying.
That's
I
what
thought you
white
were saying the
privilege is. In a
that,
nutshell.
Yeah. No, that I agree. Yeah. Okay, cool. I thought you were saying something. I thought you were saying something else. I misunderstood what you were saying.
Nah, bro. Like they give the connotations as if like white man, cool. They're the
You can
ones
trust
you
it.
can trust.
You can trust us.
You can trust
Come
us.
over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Safe space.
So between
Don't worry.
each other, yeah. So between each other, they just give that to each other anyway. But they realize spackled between that what you're giving to other, these same white kids are not the same as you because they're around us and we're cultured and we're bringing them up in the same culture
different area.
and they're more privy to it. So hence why when they start taking advantage of it, you're looking at them, whoa, what's going on here? But it is what it is.
I think it is. You know, it is the you've got the ethnic kids, or as such, and that's what I'm going to put them as right now as a category, and they're aware of the system
Oh, definitely.
because of the role that they play in the system.
We're not allowed to be not aware of it.
Whereas, yes, we can't. We literally can't. Like, and it doesn't matter if you're Asian, if you're Caribbean, African, like if you're Oriental Asian, like it doesn't matter. If you're inside of if you're inside of the system over in the UK or in wherever, you have to be very aware of that system that you're playing a part in.
Yeah, definitely.
So whereas those white kids, those English kids, they don't have to be aware of it like that. So because they don't have to be aware of it like that, they have the luxury. Yeah, they've got the luxury of the innocence because they're not aware of it. So then when you give them awareness of the system and how they're like, oh, cool, I get away with shit, and then you got an awareness of the system. When you put those two things together,
dark, innit?
it creates a combination
It's
of
a
just
real dark situation because that's
yeah.
what revolutions start off.
Yeah.
They usually need someone on the other side
Yes.
to become conscious of it.
Yeah.
And then be like, okay, cool, I've got the keys to the demise. I just need to make sure those keys get in the right hands now.
Right. Yes. 100%.
And then here we go.
There we
Crazy.
go, yeah.
So we got prom at Luton Who because we asked for it. We started to plant the seed by having Newman socials in Charlie Brown's. I don't know how we got that to run, but it ran. And the school paid for it. And we had alcohol in there sometimes. And we're underage. It was dark.
That's
I was
crazy.
like, what the hell was going on here? But yeah.
Crazy, innit?
We just asked and you just asked us the right people to ask. We don't need to ask. We just need to talk to the right people, get them the right plans. We all congregate together, get it all together, have two spokesmen that looked the right people to go. Because we had the advantage of that. In your school, I guarantee you probably didn't have the two people to may look the part to even pay that on a long scale.
We do, but the two sides didn't coincide with one another like that.
Yeah.
So because of that
I should have said a bit different. Like, how am I saying? The people at the top didn't look the same as you in the school.
Yes.
Yeah. So you couldn't get a representative to meet that middle ground.
Yeah.
The people at the top looked like the people in the school.
Yeah.
But the people in the school mixed with us, obviously, if we've explained. And then we already had what you looked like. So we just, you go and talk to them. They look like you. Do your thing.
Yeah, it's dark, man. It's different though, isn't it?
And then we ain't even got into the Asian side of it. So we've got schools that have more of an Asian ethnicity and culture. So
you got like 20.
and they've got all that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the politics inside their school is. If we were to get Jaron on the
I spoke to a
podcast,
few black kids that's been in those schools, bro, and they was like, bro, I had to get out of there. It was long. Still.
But Jaron adapted and lived the whole time in there.
Operate in there, yeah.
Operate. And he said there's a few people that operate the whole time in there.
Yeah, people doing it. People do. You got Demby as well. We got to remember as
that's where he went.
Yeah, that's where typically them man go.
Yeah.
Shawnee typically go to Demby, and like I know a lot of those black kids that went to those kind of schools, and like meeting them, I was like, oh, the way you lot operate, like you lot have learned how to blend within those environments where you are outnumbered towards within an Asian population, which is interesting because it's very
it's completely different.
It's very very
and the fact that you've got that in a Anglo-Saxon country, as I'm gonna say it,
it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's nuts, isn't it? It just goes to show, like, yeah, it's interesting.
And that's what they're upset with all this immigration, and what they would say, see, what are you talking about? You got a school that's full of Asians in England. I'm like, England is a colonized country at the end of the day.
First of all, second of all, and even if so, you've got that everywhere. Like you've got that in many places. No, everywhere.
The whole world, yes. But I'm saying if you want to, people don't understand the history of this country. It's just following his history. It's following suit. It always did
being
this.
colonized by somebody who doesn't look like them this time.
That's what it is.
They're just or getting colonized by someone who's a bit darker skin, got a bit more melanin in their skin.
Because the world is going that way anyway.
Yeah.
Like it was going to happen inevitably sooner or later. It's just the fact that,
there has to be a breeding. They're like that though. Especially with right now what's coming, where the sun's getting hotter, where we're getting closer to the sun. Because we're getting closer to the sun because there's another planet.
Melanoma is at all-time high, mate.
Yeah, because another planet's coming into our orbit, innit?
Is it?
That's what's pushing the sun.
Is that Nibiru?
That's what's pushing the sun closer to the Earth.
Is that what they're not telling us?
The sun. So then next year they're going to do the announcement about how the aliens how we've been interacting with aliens, and we're going to be able to start interacting with aliens on a day or extraterrestrials, how they're saying it. Soon they're going to start saying those. But that's coming out next year, 2027. Supposedly, that's about to start happening. That's going to become like a thing that we experience. So like we might go to the shop, might back into an extraterrestrial. Clockless extraterrestrial, not like as in like visually see, they won't look madly different to us. It's not like they look madly different to us, but you may be able to clock. So you've probably had encounters and interactions with extraterrestrials, not knowing it. Maybe have you ever clocked someone you're like, they look like an alien, or have caught a vibe of they're an alien?
Recently?
No, just in general.
Nah.
Never in your life have you ever had that?
I don't know.
I've had that bare times where I'm like, that does not look like a freak. That can't be a human. The energy that everything I'm seeing off of that that being is not human. That's not human. You can't tell me that's human. Next year, they're saying that's what's coming out, and that's what's going to start happening. Not in like, I'm exaggerating when I say at the shop. Yeah, it could happen. The chances are that's not going to happen. But like, that's what they're basically saying is coming next year.
So what are they distracting you from then, Jamal? What's the reason for releasing that specifically next year?
What do you mean? That's not the distraction. That's the information that hasn't been told. That's being told but not being put out there.
But they always give you a piece of information that's been hidden for a long time, specifically because they've got another piece of information that they've come privy to, or they don't want us to know.
Oh, that's because they've made an agreement, and the agreement's now coming to the point where they have to start doing these things. These things are the next parts of the agreements. So like, there's like.
So who made the agreement? The elites, or the white people, or Trump?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
All right, cool.
That bit I don't know. All right, I don't know.
Do you think Israel?
I don't know. Nah, it's gonna be. This is.
Is it the families?
It's a sister.
Is it Oda?
It's partially families. Oda.
Is it celestial dragons?
Yeah, slightly.
Bro, this is all One Piece.
Yeah, I know.
I've been saying this for One Piece.
Yeah, I know.
Years. And they look at me like I'm crazy, and every so often in the comment section I see someone on the same level as me sometimes.
Clocking it because they're watching One Piece and they're seeing watching One Piece from this kind of perspective.
You see what's going on in Venezuela?
Go on.
Now that is what I've been trying to figure out to say in my head for all this podcast that I was going to start the episode on.
Go on, Venezuela.
Did you see what happened to Venezuela?
No, what's going on in Venezuela?
The mad, ridiculous earthquake.
No.
Stupid earthquake.
No,
Thousands dead.
No, I'm not on social media. I wouldn't know.
God bless. For all the families that are having to go out through in Venezuela, I feel so sorry for that.
Oh, is it?
For 1 second in my mind do I believe that was a natural occurrence.
Okay, what, that bad?
Yeah, not 1 second in my head do I believe that was a natural occurrence.
Why?
Because the way I look at geopolitics and how people get hit by stuff when conveniently they need to be left more stability and left alone for a little while, it's too often now.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, too often. Jamaica was one of them. You literally talk to these people about wanting to make 15-minute cities, wherever it was in Jamaica, and wanting to buy up land here, there, and the other, but the land was too expensive. So hurricane made the land cheap. I can buy the land for a cheaper price. You people need help. Okay, cool. One. enough people talking about it because they were like that hurricane.
It's too mad.
The hurricane was mad, and it's specifically the route that it took was an unnatural route for a hurricane. Yeah? What did Venezuela just go through at the beginning of this year? Their president was kidnapped literally 2 days before Anais was born. My daughter was born. Yeah, sticks in my head because I think right, you were born, and Mama just got kidnapped. We just went to war the same day you were born, more or less.
Okay.
Yeah, America. So Venezuela had that all in there. Then they refused to then bend to America's will, and then they kind of accepted a few things here and there. America were like, cool, we're going to get our dealings for the oil because they got the biggest oil reserves going. Yeah. What happens 3 to 4 months later after things calm down? People forget about what happened in Venezuela. Biggest earthquakes to ever hit Venezuela in their history. Completely destabilized the country. How does this world really work when countries get destabilized? You have to go and borrow from the IMF and the World Bank. What that does it puts you in debt. What that does, it puts your country behind because you have to pay back that debt. It's the cycle that happens. So either do it with war or do it with natural disasters.
But they've been playing around with natural disasters for ages. They've been telling us for like a long time.
1993 HARP came out. It's that HRRP. I can never remember what it completely stands for, but people bang on about how this was the weather kind of controlling system that they had already started with their investigations and research with HARP. Yeah. So we already know it's there.
Yeah.
But then it's not really spoken about.
But there's different kinds of weather machines as well. So we've got to understand like there's different kind of technology to do different things, isn't it? So it's like that's why you're getting earthquakes, you're getting tsunamis, you're getting things that are creating clouds, you've got things that are, do you know what I'm saying, creating storms. You got things that are clearing out rain as well, stopping it from raining. In certain areas and so forth. Like it's no accident. It's been happening. It's been in front of our faces for a long time. They've been saying it's going on. The thing that to play devil's advocate, we are, because of the shifts happening, we are also seeing the Earth's we're also seeing shifts within the Earth as well. The Earth is also shifting and is going through a natural shift, and it is normal for it to go through a natural shift. So we are going to start seeing larger and larger earthquakes, hurricanes, and things as well, which is just convenient. Which is unfortunate because it could be convenient timing. Where it's like, oh, this is natural, so they can use these kind of excuses. Because what's happening is we're going to start seeing is like certain parts of Earth are going to go underwater, certain parts of Earth are going to go out.
One Piece.
Yeah, we're going to start.
Sorry, I'm not going to say that part. That's why you need to get up today. Cool. The episodes, because we're getting near.
Yeah, we're going to start seeing that.
You can see nuances in life compared to what's going on.
So shifts are going to be coming. Shifts are here, and we are seeing and experiencing shifts already. They've been present for a long time.
Yeah,
and they've been happening. We've just been being told that the things that they're not. Things like such as global warming and these things. There is an infinite amount of oil. There's it's an energy that is abundant on this earth. This earth produces an abundance of oil.
Yeah, we know it was there. That's why we got it. But and before you carry on, I think it's because they've learned to detach us from nature so well now.
Yes, they have.
People forget that humans are still animals.
Yes.
We think we're some kind of separate entity.
Yeah,
no, we come from this earth.
Yeah,
we were created from the earth.
Yeah.
So hence why we still need to use the earth correctly. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah.
So obviously, so there are natural shifts actually happening, and there are going to be places that are going to be affected, some worse than others. Not saying that, I mean, I don't know what happened in Venezuela, but like you said, the time is just too convenient. There's certain ones where it's just like, oh, how did you, like, or like with forests and so forth, where like, oh yeah, we want to buy out this forest. The indigenous people are like, no. They're like, fire.
Yeah.
wait, what? All of a sudden, like, what do you mean?
Forest fire.
What do you mean? Like, a forest fire where we couldn't stop it for 4 days. All of a sudden, it just happened and taking out the exact area and the parameters of what we wanted to occupy those lands. And what? Wait. Hold on. 1 + 1 must equal 2. So what are we doing about this? So yeah, that's equally true as well. So I just want to kind of illuminate that is also happening. So we have to be careful of be aware of that.
Natural occurrences as well, yeah. But people will say it as a natural occurrence anyway. That's what I'm saying. You would have to fight that for until you go blue in the face. You have no way to prove it.
No, you don't. But I mean, you see who benefits from it, and that's who that then tells you everything you need to tells you everything you need to tell. Because if certain individuals are benefiting from that, then it goes, oh, okay, cool. Well, they're benefiting from that because they've set it up to benefit.
But that still doesn't answer the question for them. They'll be like, it still happened. Natural occurrence took them out. Fair enough, it happened to them. But it's going to benefit some people anyway, they will just say, and they just happen to be the ones that benefited. Because that's what this conditioning has made people believe. Like,
I hear what they're saying to a degree, right? Because it's like, oh, well, they provide this service, so why wouldn't they be the ones that benefit from it? But it's like, there's also a number of ways that they could go about it without benefiting in the ways that they are. Bro, so the fact that they're benefiting in the ways that they are, then debunks
humanitarian
that
aid should not be benefiting anybody.
Right.
But the person that needs it.
Needs the aid.
That is
right.
it.
Because that's what the whole point is. Yeah. Humanitarian.
Yeah.
Aid.
I think we should leave it on that, bro.
Like,
humanitarian aid, yeah. Just leave it at that. Because, prayers go out to the people in Venezuela, man. Because it was devastating. The videos I was seeing, bro, buildings coming down in split seconds.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Like, and people are in there. That's what people don't really deep when they're watching videos a lot of the time.
Yeah, there's people dying in there.
And if the building is crumbling in seconds, they got no time to go
get out. Yeah. And even if they do get out, where are they going? If the building's coming down that quick, where are you going?
Yeah, man.
Where do you hide at that point?
Yeah, it makes me, just I'm saying, I'm rubbing my leg because I feel, it just makes me feel it now. I'm more connected to other people that I don't even know now because of how I think.
Yeah. It's interesting how like when you start seeing people as actual humans, the other people that you're seeing and you're seeing these other humans and what they're experiencing, it's like, raw, like, you're actually affected in all these ways, and this is what you're going through. And
bro, we've been so desensitized. We've been so desensitized that we believe like, and then we only see through these two pairs of eyes. Every single person only gets to see this one view their entire life. You'll never be able to actually see through somebody else's eyes as much as you try to do it.
Yeah.
You become so attached to this one body that you believe it can't just be turned off like that. And so much so because we see it all the time.
Yeah, it's gonna become so normal to see.
That building going down, that's me or you being turned off 150 times. Just like that. Those eyes will never be ever seen through it again. Ever. Yeah. That's how I see things now.
Yeah.
And that's why I make
high level of empathy.
Yeah. And it's like, it's crazy. Like these two pairs of eyes that I look through all the time, that I have the privilege to still keep looking through, have just been wiped. All their ones have been wiped off, just forever gone.
But I think that's what why we have empathy though, is so we can actually look at ourselves from the perspective of others, so that we can empathize with them and then operate as we need to, without just taking in consideration.
It annoys me how people cannot do it though, Jamal. Selfish. I don't want to go too far into it, but that level of, it's a sickness. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's a sickness for people not to be able to do it. And to be able to go online and just I saw something from an Israel ambassador, Ben Gavir, saying 1,000 Lebanon mothers' tears must fall before one Israeli mother's tears must fall.
It's conditioning though, isn't it?
It's dark, bro. Like that is the level of sickness that people haven't even seen, or you're not even seen as a human. But we've seen that in the past.
Yeah.
We're just seeing it repeat itself.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's repeating itself is just more annoying.
Yeah. So uncondition your mind from the division that they have created. So uncondition your mind from the division that they have created.
All right.
Peace and love every time.
Peace and love, man.